Hello Taurus, welcome to your monthly tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is for the month of March 2023. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything that you need me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know in the comments to this video, okay? This is going to be a general reading, so I ask you to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each card and use your own intuition to take you beyond just the things that I'm providing. Okay? Remember that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Look at that, a six. Six of discs, pentacles, coins, diamonds, perhaps. Let's put that into some context, all right? Let's use our Dove and Serpent spread. Already some court cards coming out here. A lot of fire energy, some major arcana, more court cards, more majors. Pretty good balance of things, it looks like. We're going to do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card, and as always, we're going to put that right there. We're not going to look at it until the very end of the reading, all right? So you do have to stick around, okay? And hopefully that will tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we're looking for, okay? So let's see here. Let's just move these things over. We've got a lot of major arcana today. We've got some good fire energy, some good earth. Not a whole heck of a lot of water, but I feel like you're kind of you're not really in an emotional state right now. You know what I mean? You're not really, you're not in an emotional kind of situation. I think what you've got going on is a heck of a lot of business, a lot of work, okay? I think that this is really, you've got this cooperative energy about you this week, okay? I think that whoever you are working with, whatever people you are trying to gather into your idea or your experience or your work or your project, whatever it is, you're going to find a lot of cooperation this week, okay? I think that you are going to have this not unusual skill for networking, but it's going to be very pronounced this week, okay? Like this is the week to make the phone calls, to send the letters, to ask people for help, to ask for investors, to try to get people on board. This is really the week where, or the month I should say, that everybody's going to just have this sense of like getting along, everybody's doing their part, everybody is working in harmony, okay? So I think that you've got some kind of a joint project going on. I think that you are someone who really is very adept at kind of rallying the troops, you know? I think that you're a natural leader. I feel like when things are kind of in disorganization, right, when things are a little bit in a state of chaos, I think that you're the one that kind of brings everybody together, gets people back on track, right, gets the rhythm of things going again. There is, I feel like, some kind of strangeness to this project that you're doing. I feel like either when it started or kind of like this month when all this harmony starts to kind of take place and all this cooperation starts really happening, I think there's going to be some kind of a strange like synchronicity about all of it, you know? And I think it's something that's just going to be kind of personal to you. It's like your own inside joke. I feel like something's going to happen, or just the way things are coming together, that there's going to be a moment where you just kind of step back and you just kind of chuckle, because this is either like exactly how you dreamed, or you had like a premonition of certain details that are now kind of appearing before you. It's just some kind of a weird strangeness, a weird synchronicity that is like an inside joke to you, okay? But I think you're doing something that's tremendously impactful. You know, we don't see a lot of earth energy here. All right, we see some earth here with the 6. We see a little bit of earth maybe with the Wheel of Fortune and the Jupiter energy over here. So I feel like this is a project it's not just like what you're doing for money. You know, it's not just a job. This could be something that you're involved in post-career, you know, in retirement years. This could be something that you're doing extracurricularly. It could be something that is just, you know, outside of kind of what you do for money. Or this could really be your central project, your central focus It is paying the bills, but it's so much more impactful than that. You know, it's just like, yeah, of course it's going to pay the bills. Like, that's not a problem. But this is something that's just got so much more implication to it, so much greater energy about it than just paying the bills. And I know if something just pays the bills, well, that's a pretty good thing, right? That's pretty major. That's something that we can all be thankful for, you know. But to have something that is kind of reaching beyond that, I think that you have other intentions for all of this work. And I don't really know what it is involving, but we see a lot of this fiery energy. Okay, so it's something with maybe it's like motivational speaking or something, or I don't know what it is, but we see that you're sharing a lot of your fire. Okay, it's something to do with you sharing this fire with other people, or trying to spark that fire in other people. Do you know what I mean? And it could just be through your charisma, your personality, that people are feeling inspired and feeling like their fire has been kind of stoked, you know? Because we see a lot of fire in key places here. Okay, the fire is in very key places in the reading. But let's go to the recent past, because I think that you have had a rather, I was going to say traumatic, maybe a traumatic experience with a water sign person. Not so much traumatic, but a deeply meaningful experience with a water sign person. Something happened with this person that really affected you. They may be a Cancer sign, but I think that you're doing something kind of in memory of this person. Does that make sense? I'm getting either a T or a Z name. Kind of have that combination kind of sound. And there was something, maybe this was a friend from childhood. Maybe this was a relative when you were younger. I feel like it's when you were a little kid. Someone that either intensely inspired you, or someone with whom you had such a close connection, a close bond, that now as you're older, you're trying to kind of like honor them or live up to their energy or their honor, their integrity in some way. So I feel like what you're doing is kind of it's your way to honor this person, your way to show the devotion that you had to this person, or just kind of doing something in their name. You know what I mean? I don't know quite who this person was, but I feel like there was someone that you had a very, very strong connection with. And I'm almost feeling like a grandparent or something, you know? I felt like they're very inspiring to you. I feel like they shared their fire with you, right? Somehow they were able to transmit that fire into you. And now I feel like you're doing that for other people. Does that make sense? Hopefully that's resonating with you. We see a lot of the fire underneath everything here with this Princess of Wands. You are someone, I think, who is just now kind of beginning to understand how you can use this fiery energy. And this fiery energy could be psychic abilities. It could be your way of leading people, of motivating people. It could be your way of really like making progress in a particular industry, a particular field of study, or of science or humanities, or something where you're kind of like forging the way. You know, you're kind of at the forefront of something. And it's your way of kind of like paying this fire forward. You know what I mean? But I think you're just beginning to realize the implications of this. You're just starting to realize what kind of skill you have, or talent, or ability. And with that, of course, comes great responsibility, right? And that's what we see in the immediate future with the Ten of Wands. This is, the kind of danger that we're running. It's kind of a tightrope here, because you have all of this fire that you're learning how to utilize, right? You're learning how to express it and pay it forward and contribute it and just kind of like grow it and just inspire other people, or whatever this kind of work is that you're doing. But it is the risk there of kind of burning yourself out. you know. I think fatigue, energetic, spiritual fatigue, this vital energy being kind of exhausted, it's a real thing, And you may feel now, because that's the Princess of Wands, kind of feels invincible. They feel unlimited, And you may be feeling unlimited this month, but I think if you continue the path that you're on, by the end of the month, you're going to feel a little bit exhausted by all of this. It's almost like you can only give and give and give so much before you need to rest and recuperate and take some time for yourself. We don't see a lot of that going on here. I feel like you're kind of, the expected outcome here is that you're going to burn yourself out by month's end. You can't continue with this level of energy, of activity, of excitement, energetic, excitement, indefinitely. Okay. But I can see also with this Ten of Wands is that that, but at the same time, there's this need to continually give and express this fiery energy. This work that you're doing is very impactful. It has a lot of meaning to it. There is a lot of implications here. So you're almost like trying to walk that tightrope of being able to give as much as you can, but also not hit that kind of burnout phase at the end, And part of that, I think, is because we have this Five of Swords. I think that your whole life you've kind of been the underdog, I think up until now, because again, I think this point in time, this month in particular, you're really getting that confidence. You're learning how to use this fiery energy in a major way. I think previous to this, you've kind of been the underdog. You've been maybe not living up to your potential, really. I think that you've always known that you have these skills, these talents, these abilities. I think you've always felt this fiery energy, but you've not yet really lived up to that potential, I think that's changing this month. But I feel like it's kind of been, it's been maybe like self-consciousness, just a lack of self-esteem, just that lack of confidence in your own abilities, But you've always known the potential was there. I think this is the time in your life, this month in particular, is when you're going to overcome a great portion of that reluctance, that hesitation, that kind of underdog vibe, and you're going with all of this fiery energy. You're really turning things around, I think, in this way. And it is, you're kind of flipping this, you're flipping this right side up, this Five of Swords here. So it's no more of this, I can't, I'm not quite good enough, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm not strong enough, to now it's completely the other way around. You're more than confident, more than capable, you're plenty strong to do this, as you are proving to yourself and to the rest of the world by doing this work. And I'm really curious what this project is or what you're working on. Leave me some comments and let me know. This could literally be you coming into your own confidence and your own expressive nature. It may not have to do with a particular specific project or work that you're doing. It could be kind of a general kind of life change or an evolution of this fiery nature in your life in general. How it's manifesting is something that's going to be very particular to you, I think it is going to involve an air sign person who is very kind of critical in all of this. I don't know if this is your person, if this is your confidant, if this is your, like your consigliere, your lawyer, your best friend. I feel like this is the person that is going to tell you, hey, you're burning the candle at both ends. You've got to slow down a little bit. I know this is exciting. I know you want to do everything right now, today. The month is long, okay? So just pace yourself, okay? And I don't know who this person is. Maybe this reading is going to be this Knight of Swords for you. But whoever this is, your partner, your parent, your sibling, your best friend, whoever it is, I think someone close to you is reaching out to say, hey, slow down a little bit, okay? You have all of this this gift, this skill, this impulse, this desire, this creativity, this will, this force and fire. Just pace yourself. Just pace yourself. Moving over to the path of the serpent now, we see this lover's energy. So you're really doing something that is for the betterment of humanity. You know, I think you really are looking at this as a way to connect with people, you know. And it could be something, because this card and this card, could be something that this person, if this was a grandparent or someone that you were very close with in childhood, it could be that you never were able to really do the things with them or tell them how you felt or, you know, really express yourself to them before it was kind of too late to do so. Do you know what I mean? It could be now that you're older, you just think, wow, I wish I would have told them how I really felt about them. I wish I really would have like thanked them or shown them how much I appreciate them. That sort of thing, you know? And so I feel like now what you're doing is to try to kind of to do that now, to honor them, to, you know, show them in this kind of spiritual, magical, energetic way that you appreciated them, that you are grateful and thankful for what they have given you. You know, so it's kind of like you're making this connection now in order to both fulfill something from your past with that person, and then also to extend it forward to reach out and connect with other people and to give them that gift too. You know? So I feel like it has this real kind of connective vibe to it. You know? And I think you're someone that really does thrive on these kind of one-on-one connections. And I think the problem is with the Ten of Wands here is that you have dozens of these one-on-one connections, and it's going to start draining some of your vitality. Okay, that's why the message there is to pace yourself. In your environment, we've got this Prince of Cups. This is some of that water energy again. We see this. This is cups. Okay. And then we've got this, your close person here. This is the air. So we've got here also, we've got air and water, swords and cups. So I think that it is, it's very important for you to communicate this purpose, this meaning, this truth, this understanding that you have, this spiritual insight, right? We've got all of this fire here showing showing this gift and this forward activity and this movement. And we've got the water, and this is showing that there's like this kind of reflective quality about it. There's this there's this depth to it. You know, it's not something that's just all activity and all surface and all outward flowing. It's something that comes from a very deep place. And so there's almost this real need for you, and I think that's part of the fire energy, a real need for you to communicate effectively of how you feel, what you're doing, why you're doing it, your purpose and your meaning behind all of this, you know. The problem with some of that is things never come out right in translation, okay? So try as you might to explain to everyone, to the world, to your people, what you're doing, why you're doing it, and what its deepest implications really are. That's something that can only be felt. It can't really be talked about. Words aren't going to do it justice, okay? So I think you're in that kind of a situation where you can't really, you can't explain it perfectly. It's something other people are going to have to feel and experience themselves. Fire and water, they're going to have to it's going to have to be those experiences and not really, not something to hold in your hand that you can look at with the senses, not something that you can talk about and discuss in language, right? It's going beyond those. It's fire and water. It's more abstract. Okay? And I think that's kind of the dilemma that you're running into. The next card is the Wheel of Fortune, Jupiter energy. Really expansive. Really basically showing the success of what you're doing. Whatever this project is, whatever this manifestation is, whatever the energy manifestation that you're working on, is going to be very successful for you. And now I don't know what you're doing or what the implications are or what success might look like to you. But this card is here to say, look, you have to just have faith and trust in yourself, in the people around you, in the universe, that this is all on track the way it's supposed to be. You know, there's a real sense of your own destiny. And I think part of the fiery energy, this kind of sense of urgency, is because you do feel that this is part of your fate and your destiny, and you're trying to hurry it along. You feel kind of anxious about it, right? We have all this fiery energy in this kind of diagonal line going from underneath the surface to the immediate future to the long-term future, right? Long-term outcome. It's all this progression of fiery energy. Okay. So I think there just needs to be this kind of just sit back a little bit, have a little bit of faith, right? You can rest on your faith a little bit. I think that's a saying, I think. But that's the message. And it's in the position of your fears, because you fear that you're not doing enough. You know, you're anxious to continue this along because you've heard the calling. You've had the realization that this is what you're meant to do. And now there's an urgency about it. You got to pace yourself a little bit. And that's exactly what the Emperor is doing here at the end of things. Pacing themselves. And, you know, this is that fiery energy now that is under control, that has built this into a nice rhythmic machine, a nice working order, has the authority and the power, is resting in their power and their confidence. You know, so this is kind of what we've been talking about all along. And this is you achieving that, achieving the kind of mastery of this fiery element, knowing when to sit back and relax, knowing when to push forward, being able to pace yourself, calming this anxiety. The Emperor, not anxious at all, can be forceful and powerful and confident, not anxious about it. Calm assertiveness. You know. So this, I think, is the end state. This is what we're kind of striving for. And I think a lot of that comes through the faith and the hope and the trust that we're doing the right thing, that everything is as it should be. So there's that certainty that gives us that peace of mind, allows us to rest in our power because we know we're doing it, right? There's no doubt about it. There's nothing to be anxious about because you're doing it, you know? Let's look at this mystery card now. I had an inkling of what this was going to be, but now I don't remember what I thought it might be. We saw a lot of this fiery energy. I almost wonder if this is going to be some more water. We could maybe do with a little bit of extra water this month, I think, just to kind of cool us down, refresh us. It's that nourishing water, right? Let's see if that's what we have. No, we have more fire energy here. So this is, this is really kind of talking about the potential for all of your energy to get scattered in many different directions. This is kind of taking this end state, right? This potential outcome of being kind of overrun and burnt out and exhausted. This is the way that you get there, I think, is by losing focus or trying to scatter your energy in too many directions all at once. You know, trying to do too many different things and not having that central focus. So this is almost a card that says, look, delegate as well. You know, fire your arrows in these directions. But once those arrows are flying, you can turn and do something else. You can relax. You can calm down. There's no sense keeping the bow tight even after you've let go of the arrow, right? The arrow's already in the air. You've already put things into motion. So now you can relax from those things, turn in a different direction, right? So this is kind of showing us maybe how we get from this princess to the 10 to the emperor, right? Is by responsibly and reasonably and with a plan, right? With organization, doing this fiery work, staying organized about it, right? The 8 of Wands, the 8 is all about structure and form and organization of that energy, of the force, right? So it's a definite plan. And I think this is what we need in order to do things in a very systematic way so that you can maintain that fiery energy but not burn out. We got to get to that emperor energy. You know what I mean? Anyway, we're going to do an extended. If you want to stick around, you can click on the link that is right up here, and we'll take a look at a few more cards to see if we can get any further insight. Okay. I am still doing personal and private readings. That window will be closing in a couple of weeks. So if you do want a personal reading, send me an email and we can talk about it. I'm filming those every Saturday, so whenever you send payment and send your questions, I'll be filming those on the very next Saturday for you, okay? Again, that window's going to be closing here pretty soon as we move into summer and stuff. Spring and summer, it's going to get really busy around here. So I'm trying to keep up with all of our weekly and monthly readings, and we're getting a little bit backed up on the private readings, and I apologize. Anyway, thank you again for letting me read for you. This was your monthly reading for March 2023 on Dove and Serpent Tarot.